we are going to do is we are going to go and see how to analyze data, how to add search term as negative in manual auto campaigns, how to pause a keyword, how to add search term and ASIN as negative. Now you must have got one page. Okay, just open page number 11. So open page number 11. There should be a template there. Okay, there should be a template there. This is a normal general template of a bulk sheet. Okay, and when you upload this, your campaigns get automatically created. So this is the same template you can see. Now here, if you see, there are few things here. So this header, if you just look at this header, so these are the templates that you have to use. So you will see that the same thing is printed on your page number 11 as well. So now we are going to look at our data, and first we are going to negative exact keyword. So this is format that we are going to use. If we are going to use negative exact, if we are going to negate one exact keyword like negative exact, if we are going to do negative exact, then we have to use the number 1 format, this one. Now if we are going to do negative phrase keyword format, that is instead of negative exact, if we have to do negative phrase to a search term, then we have to use this format. If we have to do negative phrase keyword, not on keyword level, but in campaign level, then we have to use this format, because may happen that you have a lot of ad groups running. That is why we need to do it campaign level, but I do it very less, even in our ad agency as well. Now for negative ASIN, if you want to negative target one of the product that is eating up a lot of your margin, a lot of your spend and getting clicks and not sales, then you are going to use this format in orange. So when you download a bulk operation file from Amazon's dashboard, then you will get this type of format. Okay, I will show you downloading one. Then if you want to pause a ASIN, then you have to use this format. Okay, now you're familiar with this. And so what I want you to do is pick open page number 11. Okay, open page number 11, and let's first do negative exact keyword format. I'll show you one of my example. Okay, so there you will see there are options like record type, then campaign, campaign daily budget, portfolio ID in the page, campaign start date, campaign end date, campaign targeting, ad group, max bid. Now starting from record type to status, we don't need all these columns. We do not have to fill this. So first thing that you have to fill is campaign. The next thing that you have to fill is ad group name. Then what you have to fill is keyword targeting, and then you also may need to file the product targeting ID and also match type. Then you need to file the status. So these are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns that you have to fill. The rest you can remain and let it empty. So let's assume we are going to negative exact. That is, we are going to add a keyword or a search term. We are going to add, let's take search term. We are going to add a search term as negative exact. So if you have to add a search term in negative exact, first you have to know in which campaign it is in. So below the campaign, this just write down below this campaign column, write down campaign name. So this will be your campaign name. Now from where you will find this campaign name, I am going to show you by showing you the exact example of a sheet of a search term report. Now you will get that from a search term report, obviously. Now write down campaign name. Do not write it in a 30 font. Do the text smaller, okay, because it had to fit in this box. Make it in font 10. The next thing that you have to file, now we are filing for negative exact targeting when we have to negative exact one search term. The next thing that you have to do is add group name. Below add group, you have to write the add group name. Now from where will you get it? You will get it from the search term report. So write down add group name. The next thing that you have to do is keyword to negate or search term to negate. Okay. When you are negative targeting anything, you have to take the search term. When you are pausing anything, you have to take the keyword. So since we are negative targeting something, so we will take the search term here. So you can write keyword or search term. Okay, you can write keyword to negate or search term to negate. Keyword to negate. That means the keyword that you have to negative target. Then product targeting ID, we have to leave it blank because we are not targeting a sign here. We are targeting a search term here. Now match type will be negative exact. Write it down, negative exact. And the last column, status, will be enabled. So this is a format of negative exact keyword format. Now let me just show you one example of okay, let's first fill it up. Okay, let's first fill it up. Let's first fill it up. Then we are going to do it. Okay. Or let's see the example first. Okay. So this is a search term that I have downloaded. I have changed few metrics in the search term, obviously. Now what you have to do? So what you have to do is here. So first we are going to add first let's freeze this column. Okay. First let's freeze this column, go to this view, then freeze, then okay, view, then freeze one row. So this column is freeze, the top row is freeze. Now we are going to add filter in this row. So create new filter. Now since filter is created, now what we are going to do is we are going to sort by orders. Let's find out orders. So here are the, so this is the order column. Okay. So this is the order column. Now what we are going to do is we are going to select only the zero orders one. Okay. Now for the orders which are not zero, that means more than zero, we are going to optimize it through bulk operations, through bid adjustments. Now we are going to only take this zero because these are the terms that we have to negate mainly. Now I do not use this negative targeting a lot. You shouldn't actually, because it may happen that when your listing is new, it is immature listing. And a lot of keywords or search term may not get indexed right now and may not convert right now. But when a listing gets matured, it may convert. We have seen it with a lot of our clients. That is why we negative target only if it is necessary. Suppose you are targeting a bottle, which is a steel bottle, and customer are searching bottles like plastic bottles, and you are getting a lot of clicks but not sales. That is where you can use as negative, like negative phrase. You can negative phrase the plastic thing. Then all the clicks that you are getting, irrelevant clicks, will not be charged now. So now what you have to do is, since we have sorted by order, let's do Z to A. Okay, since it is a number. Okay, first put number here. Okay, so let's do Z to A in spent. We are going to see how much it has spent. So you can see it had spent. Now it shows dollar, but don't worry about it. It is actually in Indian rupees. Okay, so this 2,305 rupees has been spent out of 109 clicks, and I have got zero orders. That means I have obviously going to add it, like I had to add it in negative. So what we are going to do is, let's add this one, the first one, as negative exact. So this first one we are going to add as negative exact. Let's make it orange. Then the second one, let's do it one thing. The second one, let's do negative phrase. Okay, let's do negative phrase just to make sure we get familiar with all the types. Then negative phrase, then we can also do negative phrase in campaign level. Let's do this one, negative phrase in campaign level. And then negative A sign. Now negative A sign we have to do, we will do that later. Okay, let's first do this one first. Okay, then we are also going to do pause A sign. That means we are going to pause one A sign. First let's do this 3, then we come back to the A sign, because that is a different type of thing. So now what you have to do is you have to come to this part and then bulk operations. So when you are into this bulk operation, you can download the bulk operation template. This is the thing that you have to download. Download a bulk operation template. Download it. And once you download it, it should look like this. So it should look like this. Now we are going to use only this part, sponsored product campaign. This part is what we need. So now if you open your page number 11, you will see it is actually same as the format I have given you. So the first you think, see, first is the record ID, which you do not have to fill. The second is the record type that you need to fill. Then is the campaign ID, which you do not have to fill. Obviously, you need to fill the campaign. That is this one. Then you need to fill the ad group part. The ad group part is here. Then you have to fill the keyword or product targeting. That is this one. Then you have to fill the product targeting ID and the negative, that is the match type, and then the status, this one. So these are the things that you have to fill. The rest, you do not have to fill anything. So record type will be keyword as written in that part. Okay. So you can write it down as keyword. Okay. It is already written in your page. Now campaign. Okay. You have already written for negative exact keyword format. It will be the campaign name. So since so let's do one thing. Let's use the first one. The first one we will do negative exact. The second one we will do. So let's take this orange one. The orange one we will do as negative exact. The second one we are going to do as negative phrase. Then the third one we are going to do is we are going to pause the keyword in campaign level. So according to our format, we need the campaign name. So the campaign name for this one is exact. Okay, just copy the campaign name and then open the sheet that you have to fill. Now it is better if you can just upload this sheet in Google Sheet, then it will be better for you to actually do it. So or you can do paste special. Okay, so it is there, paste special. Then we need is, I have copied the campaign name and pasted here. The next thing we need is ad group name. Okay, so let's open this and take the ad group name. So the ad group name is, here is the ad group name. So ad group name is ad group 2. So we are going to copy this and paste here. So this is ad group. We are going to paste it here. Okay. The next thing that you are going to need is keyword or product targeting. Now, as I have said, for negative exact or negativing anything, doing negate anything, you need the search term, not the keywords. Okay. So below the customer search term, you have to take this one and then you have to paste there. Okay. The next thing that you are going to need is match type. So the match type for negative exact, you have to write negative exact. Okay. The next thing that you are going to need is this status. So the status will be enabled. Okay. So now the first thing is done. Okay. So we will be successfully be able to negate this customer search term, that is mop holder adult. And then once you upload this, obviously, okay. So first let's do all the rest, then we are going to upload it. So the next thing that we are going to do is the next thing. So this is actually done. Okay, this is done. Okay, this is done. The second thing is negative phrase. So now we are going to negative phrase one keyword. So let's do negative phrase for this one. So the first thing what we need is the campaign name. So the campaign name is exact. The campaign name is exact. So this belongs to the same campaign, right? So we are going to paste it here. Now the record type, it is written, it will be keyword, same. Then we need the ad group name. So the ad group name is ad group name is ad group 1. Oh, sorry, the campaign name was different, right? The campaign name was different. So let's make it correct. Campaign name is this one. The ad group name is ad group 1. The next thing that you are going to need based on the format I have given you is the keyword or product targeting. So as you have know, if you are going to negative target anything, you need search term. If you're going to pause anything, you need keywords. So the search term will be, so this is a targeting. So this is a search term that we have to pause on, sorry, negative target. So now paste it here. And then we need is match type. So match type will be obviously negative phrase. Next thing, status will be enabled. So now we are successfully able to do the negative exact of a search term and negative phrase of a search term from two different campaigns. Now what we are going to do is we are going to do negative phrase at campaign level. Okay, so negative phrase at campaign level. Now for this one, what we have to do, we are going to take this as example, right? Now let's just fill in the last column. Okay, the last column for the negative phrase. So what you need is the campaign. So write down campaign name. Beside the negative phrase keyword format, beside the keyword column, write down campaign name. The next thing is ad group. Ad group name, you need ad group name. Next thing is keyword to negate. Then the only thing that will be different is instead of negative exact, it will be negative phrase. Then status will be enabled. Now next thing that we have to do is negative phrase keyword from campaign level. So I want you to write down beside the negative phrase column in that row, write down first will be campaign name, obviously. Now, since the record type is pre-filled, so write down campaign name. The next thing that you have to know is since we are doing at campaign level, so we do not have to write anything in ad group. So leave it blank since we are doing it campaign level. The next thing that you need is so the next thing that you need is the keyword or product targeting. So we have to, since we are doing negative at campaign level, so it will be again keyword to negate. Keyword to negate. That means we have to paste the search term here. And here it changes. In the match type, instead of negative phrase or negative exact, what we have to write is we have to write campaign negative phrase or campaign negative exact. Since it is a phrase, so you have to write campaign negative phrase. Now let's do it. Okay, write down campaign negative phrase. So let's take example. So we are going to negative phrase at campaign level, this one. So the campaign name is exact. Copy it. So it will be keyword as usual. Record type will not change until unless it is product. So campaign name is paste. Now ad group, we do not have to provide it because it is at campaign level. Now when you need to do it is when you have a lot of ad groups running in one campaign, which we generally do not do right now. We have moved on from that structure. Now keyword, so it will be search term, obviously. Since when you do negative target anything, you have to use the search term. So we have pasted now the match type. The match type here, it where changes. So the match type as we have written, it will be instead of negative exact or negative phrase, it will be campaign negative. Now we are doing phrase. Okay, so it will be campaign negative phrase. Since we are doing negative phrase campaign at campaign level. If you have to do negative exact at campaign level, then instead of campaign negative phrase, it will be campaign negative exact. Okay. And the status will be enabled. Okay. So now you know status, write down enabled. So we need the campaign name, then we need the not the ad group name, then we need the search term. Then the thing that we have to put is campaign, either negative exact or negative phrase, based on what type of negative targeting are you going to do. Now we use negative phrase very less, negative exact is what you have to do. Now, what is the difference between negative exact or negative phrase? I have already told you. Suppose you are running as negative exact as, suppose you are running campaign with bottle as a targeting, and customer is searching red bottle, whereas your product is completely different color. And when customer is searching red bottle, they're clicking on your listing, but they're not purchasing. And you have seen there is a lot of clicks beyond your margin, but you have got no sales. Now, then what you can do is you can take the red keyword and use it as phrase. Now, anything related to the red will not be attracting any clicks. Now, when we use it, so generally I give you an example. Suppose you are targeting a dog food and it is not meant for cats. And you have seen that a lot of cat owners are actually clicking on your listing. And your product is showing when customer is searching cat food. It may happen if you're running a broad match campaign, it may happen. So in that phase, in that thing, what you can do is just negative phrase cat keyword. Then your product will not show for any cat related searches. So now let's do negative ASIN. So let's do negative ASIN. So let's do one thing. Okay, let's do pause. Okay, if we have to pause a keyword. So for pausing a keyword, there is only simple thing. Okay, let's assume we are pausing this same keyword. Okay, so for pausing a keyword, you have to just, the column is not added. You can just simply write it down at the bottom, that you can write it down just at the bottom, that pause keyword. As I have told you, just write it down at the bottom of the page, pause keyword as the headline, and then below record type, it will be obviously keyword. Okay, below record type keyword, and below campaign, it will be campaign name. Then you need the ad group, write down the ad group name. Then keyword or product targeting. Okay, now keyword or product targeting, it will be the keyword you have to pause. Now here, you need the keyword, not the search term. Okay, so you have to take at the targeting level. Let me show you what you have to take. So when we are going to pause it, you have to take this, what is in the targeting level, because this targeting generally have the keywords, not the search term. Because when you are going to pause, you have to take this search keyword targeting level, and when you are going to negate, you have to take at the search term level. The next thing that you have to need in the match type, it will be, now in the match type, it will be exact. In the match type, it will be exact, because eventually you are not going to pause a phrase match campaign or broad match campaigns, because it holds a lot of more keywords into it. Okay, but if you want to pause it, you can, instead of exact, you have to write it down whichever match type it is. So it will be exact in the match type, since you are only doing this targeting. Then in the status, it will be paused, not enabled. Okay, so this is for pausing a keyword. Okay, now let's take example of, instead of search term, let's take example of product. So first we are going to do is negative ASIN. That means negative target one product. Then we are going to pause one product targeting ad. Okay, one ASIN from a product targeting ad. So here come to this targeting type, then filter by condition. Then text contains B0. Okay, we're going to do B0 because every ASIN starts with B0, right? So now it will show all the ASINs. So let's take for example, we are going to negative target this one. Okay, obviously you have to negative target based on how much it had spent. So all these are zero orders, right? This has spent the most. So let's do negative this one first. So first we are going to do negative A sign. Then we are going to pause this A sign. Okay, this A sign. So the thing that you have to need, yeah, you need is kind of same thing. So record type will be product targeting, not keyword targeting here, not keyword here. Okay, record type will be product targeting as written there. Campaign, you need the campaign name. Write down campaign name. Then the next thing that you need is ad group name. So write down ad group name. The next thing that you have to do is in the keyword or product targeting. Okay, in the keyword or product targeting, you have to use one formula there. Okay, you can just copy this thing, or since you have to use search term, so this is what you have to do. Okay, let me show it to you. You have to use one format. The format is like this: A sign equals to, then the A sign will be here, and then so you have to use this format instead of just the A sign. Okay, instead of just the A sign, you have to use this format in the product or keyword or product targeting. So how do you get this A sign? So let's take the A sign first, then show it to you so that it will be easier for you instead of typing all this. Okay, so this is the A sign. Take this. The formula is, okay, let me just show it to you. The formula is, okay, let me just copy it. I'll open a separate sheet. So the formula is equals to this one. Okay, concatenate. I don't know the exact pronunciation for it, but we have to use this formula. Okay, then what you have to do is you have to do quotation, one quotation, then A sign, then equals to, now this is a big formula. Okay, equals to A sign equals to A sign equals to, then you have to again give the quotation. A sign quotation equals to, then quotation, then two more quotations. So total 3 quotations, and then you have to do comma, then upper. So use this upper because we have to make it uppercase. Upper, this, choose this one, then close the bracket, then comma, then we have to do 4 quotations, 1 2 3 4. Okay, now you see it has taken the uppercase plus the format. Now we are going to use it. So the formula, if you want to use the formula is so this is the formula. Okay, this is the formula. I will write the formula down in the description or something like that. Okay, so this is a formula that you have to use, or you can simply write it down by yourself. So this is the format we need in the keyword or product targeting, and also you have to paste the same thing in the product targeting ID. Okay, so you have to paste the same thing in product targeting ID, and then just write it down. Write it down in keyword or product targeting. A sign equals to quotation, A sign, then quotation close. Okay, then in the product ID also same thing will be there. A sign equals to quotation, A sign closed. So the match type will be a little bit different here. Okay, so the match type, instead of anything that we are doing previously, it will be negative targeting expression. Okay, so write down the match type: negative targeting expression. So it will be negative targeting expression. Okay, and then the status will be enabled. So let's do it for one. Okay, let's take an example of one. So first thing that we have to do is, obviously we have to do here, it will be product targeting. So it will be product targeting. Then we need the campaign name. So the campaign name, from where we will get it. The campaign name is, this is portfolio name. This is campaign name. So this is the campaign name. I'll copy it and paste it here. This is the campaign name. The next thing that we need is ad group name. So the ad group name will be ad group 1. The next thing that we have to do, keyword or product targeting, we have to use this ASIN. Okay. So what is the ASIN? The ASIN is this one. Because now, as I have told you, when you are going to negative anything, you have to take the search term. So here it is the search term, right? Now we cannot simply just take it and go and copy paste it, as I have showed you, right? We can't do it. Then it will show error. Okay, then when you upload this sheet, it will show error. So what you have to do is you have to use this formula, as I have showed you. You have to use this formula. Okay, let me show you again. Okay, this was the ASIN, Control Shift V. Now we have to use this formula. So you have to use this formula equals to, so this is a formula, okay, equals to, select this one, concatenate, then open quotation, then write ASIN equals to, then quotation, then again quotation, total 3 quotations will be there, then comma, then upper, because we have to change the format of this to uppercase, right? We have to select this one, close the bracket, then we have to do comma, and then we have 4 quotations. Do enter. Now it is changed. Now you need to copy this thing and then you have to paste it here. Also in the product targeting ID also, you have to paste it here. Now the product targeting ID is only needed for product targeting. That is when we use ASIN as either anything like negative target or pausing. Now the match type will be a little bit different here. It will be negative targeting expression instead of just negative exact or phrase. So write down negative targeting expression. Now all these things I have made you written down in this page, right? So make sure when you are doing anything like that, make sure you actually take this sheet and then look at what you are doing so that you do not get any error when you upload this sheet. Okay. Now the status will be obviously enabled. Now the next thing that we are going to do is, we are going to pause one ASIN. Okay. Now we are going to pause one ASIN. So we are going to pause this one. So as usual, you need the product targeting written there. So we will write product targeting. Here it will be same as this one, product targeting. And the campaign name, we have to know the campaign name, exact campaign name. It shouldn't be anything. Just do not type it. Copy and paste it. If anything goes wrong, the campaign will not be created or not be paused. The ASIN will not be paused and it will show error. Okay. Then what we have to do is you have to take the campaign name, paste it there. The next thing is we need the ad group. So the ad group will be ad group 1. So this is the ad group 1. Then we need the product targeting. The same thing you have to write it here also. Okay. If you're going to pause it anything, you have to write the same thing. So this is the. So now one thing you will notice, it is auto campaign. So you do not have a targeting thing here. Now you cannot pause any ASIN that is in auto, right? You can negative thing, but you cannot pause. So for auto, obviously you have to use the negative thing, like negative targeting expression, and put this ASIN there. But what if it was a product targeting and you have the targeting set? Obviously you can pause at the targeting level, right? So you have to have that ASIN in the targeting. So now for auto, you have to obviously do negative targeting expressions. That means you have to negative it. You can't pause it. So let's take example for this, since we are going to negative, like pause a ASIN. So instead of this one, since it is a auto campaign, so we cannot do anything like pause anything here, right? Pause ASIN. So what we are going to do is we are going to choose another campaign here. Like let's choose this campaign since it has a targeting. So as we need the campaign name, so we will copy the campaign name. The next thing is we need the, sorry, here it will be product targeting. Here will be the campaign name. So as you have seen, I have copy and pasted the campaign name here. It will be product targeting same. Now we need the ad group name. We need the ad group name. So the ad group name is ad group 1. So I have pasted the ad group 1, the ad name. Now the ASIN will be same in this format. Now since it is, we are going to pause it. So one thing you will see is the search term will be already, the targeting will be already set to the formula we want. So we do not have to do that thing here. Okay. Same thing, you have to paste that here also in the product targeting. Now here, since we are going to pause it, so it will be, instead of negative targeting expression, it will be targeting expression. The next thing you have to do is, you have to do, instead of enabled, it will be paused. Okay. So this is how you have to do it. So write down in the pause ASIN format for product targeting campaigns. Now for auto campaigns, as we have said, for auto campaigns, pausing a ASIN is not possible as of now. You can negative target one ASIN, but pausing is not as of now possible. Okay. You have to pause the targeting level, at the targeting level, which will be close match, lose match, or those things, complement, substitute. Now here, so in the last column, that is pause ASIN format, the record type is already printed product targeting. Then write down the campaign. It will be campaign name. Then you have the ad group name. Write down below the ad group name column. Then ASIN in the same format. ASIN equals to ASIN. Then quotation close. In the product targeting ID also it will be ASIN, the same format. But in the match type, instead of negative targeting expression, it will be only targeting expression. And in status, instead of enabled, it will be paused. So make sure you just open your sheet and do a quick revision of it. Okay. That, so for negative exact keyword, if you have to do negative exact a keyword, so what you have to do is, you have in the record type, there will be keyword. In the campaign, it will be campaign name, the name of the campaign. Then you have to fill the ad group name. Then the keyword that you want to negate, obviously it will be the search term, because if you want to negate anything, you have to take at the search term level. If you want to pause anything, you have to take at the targeting level. That will be your keywords. Then the match type will be negative exact, and the status will be enabled. Now for negative phrase, everything will be same, only the negative exact will become negative phrase. For negative phrase keyword at campaign level, you have to write the keyword, then the campaign name, but ad group will not be there. You have to write the keyword that you want to negate. It will be obviously the search term, because we are negative targeting. And then the match type will change. The match type will be campaign negative phrase. Now we do not use this type of formats any like recently. Okay, we do not pause anything at campaign level. Now negative ASIN format, when you have to negative any ASIN, okay, you can do this in auto campaigns as well. But for that, okay, like for negative ASIN, you have to do, instead of keyword, it will be product targeting, campaign name, whatever campaign name it is. Okay, whatever campaign name it is. Now it is actually written wrongly here. Okay, then the ad group, it will be the ad group name. And then the ASIN will be in this format. I have also shown you a formula to make it easier. Then the match type will be negative targeting expression, and the status will be enabled. Now pause, to pause ASIN, obviously you cannot do it for auto campaigns. So product targeting will be there. Now ignore this. Okay, I have mistakenly pasted it here. It will be the campaign name. Now the ad group name, everything will be same. Only the match type will be targeting expression, and the status will be paused. So now I want you to open page number 9. Okay, please open page number 9. Please open page number 9. In the workbook I have sent you, please open page number 9 in the week 3 column. In the week 3 column, there is week 3, then steps, and then facilitate. That means the actions that you have to take. So the on the week number 3, write down below step, the step number 1, write down cut all money eaters. Cut all money eaters. So step 1, write down cut all money eaters. Now straight to that step, below the facilitate column, write down cut all bleeding search term by downloading search term report. Cut all bleeding search term by downloading search term report for the last 14 days using bulk sheet operation. Cut all bleeding search term by downloading search term report of last 14 days by using bulk sheet report operations. Now, bulk sheet operations. Now, I will tell you what exactly it is. Okay, first write down. So this is the task that you have to do for week 3. So week 1, week 2, I'm going to cover it in the next sessions, in the next days of the training. First, for week 3, cut all money eaters is a step. So this is a step that you have to take. You have to cut all the negative money eaters. Now, how will you do it? We will do cut all bleeding search term by downloading search term report of last 14 days by using bulk sheet operations. The same thing we have did right now. You have to pause. You have to negate the search terms that is eating up all your profits, giving a lot of clicks, but zero results. Okay. The exact things that we did right now today, you have to do it. So now your main intention for this will be sort by zero orders, then cut all the search terms that have eaten a lot of money. Now you're obviously not going to negate all of this because eventually we are going to suppress all this search term through the bid operations in bulk sheet that we are going to cover later on, where we are going to adjust their bids so that they do not eat up a lot, but still you need to negative a lot. Now anything above 50 to 60 clicks with a mature listing, I would go and negative target that, negative exact that. And the rest we are going to adjust those in our bid operations in the later training that we are going to see. So now in the second level of training, what we are going to learn is we are going to do keyword research for search term, for phrase exact, divide into top of search and product page placements. Then we are going to do keyword harvesting for running campaigns in broad match type. Then we are also going to do is all your standard operating procedures for week 1, all the normal SOPs that you have to do in week 1, we are going to cover that because we have left that week 1, week 2. Okay, and we are going to fill that.